Now this is a test question. It'll be a very simple test question. So if you miss this on a test, you do not what? Tell anybody. Okay? Because then they'll start judging you and saying that you're stupid. So don't miss this one. This is a very easy one. Set a data item, blah, 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 with a mean of 60 and a standard deviation of 5. Convert 54 to a z-score. So you should be able to do this in a few seconds. So z-scores are equal to x minus x bar over standard deviation. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the population x minus mu over standard deviation. Same formula, but this is for sample, this is for population. So if you're doing this problem, you know, and they give you this, you know it's a sample. If you're doing it and they say that the mean mu is equal to 60 and sigma is equal to 5, then you know it's a population. So z is equal to 54 minus 60 over 5, which is equal to negative 6 over 5. I'm going to show you a trick I've learned in the war. You know that our decimal system is based on tens, right? So if you put this 10 right here and convert, 5 will go on 10 how many times? 2 times 6 is what? And move the decimal over one place, negative 1.2. So that's your z-score. So that's a test question, kind of along the lines of the empirical rule. You should not get it wrong. It's kind of a test question to give you what? Points. So that's why I'm saying if you miss it, don't tell anybody. Right, Mr. Harvell? We got good job. We do good. Another test question that would be a simple one because you don't have to do 15 steps. It says find the standard score, find the z-score, using the table, find the percentile for a data value 1.6 standard deviations above the mean. 1.6. So it has a z-score, has a z-score of 1.6. So everybody see a 1.6 on here? It's right there. I don't like when this question. That's the area. This is one of those questions where the same answer is that. No, I will not give you that test question because a lot of people don't understand that part right there. I'll do something, but I'm not going to give you that question. And then it's 94.52. Let me see what this says. The standard score corresponds to the percentile of 94.52. I'll give you a question like this, but it ain't going to have that question on it. Use the accompanying table of standard scores and their percentiles. God, I hate this book. State approximately the number of standard deviations. No, I'm not going to do that. That's just drawing out the. I'm not going to do that. Okay. This is a test question. I remember this one. I remember putting this one on the test. Wish this thing would go away. Thank you. A length of pregnancy terms for a particular species of mammal are nearly normally distributed. That means when you see nearly normally distributed, that means you're going to draw the curve. That's what that means. About a mean pregnancy, about a mean. Okay? A mean means 0. Okay? About what percentage of births would be expected to occur within 24 days of the pregnancy length? So you got a mean of what? About a mean. What does that mean? 0. So right here, you need to highlight about a mean, and you need to put above it, M or X bar is equal to 0. And what's the standard deviation? 8. So you're going to draw a curve with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 8. I'd carry it to 3 standard deviations if I was you, because you don't know what the question is going to ask. Zero, 8, 16, and 24. Negative 8, negative 16, negative 24. That takes care of all of that. About what percentage of births would be expected to occur within 24 days of the mean pregnancy? Now, 24 days means, 8 days early or 8 days what? Late. So that's 16. So there's 16. So 24 would be what? Huh? Well, you got 1, 2, 3. That's 24 this way. And then how many this way? 24 this way. The question is kind of misleading. Some people think 12 days on this side and 12 days on this side. That's what a lot of people think. So now, since y'all don't have sense enough to remember the word empirical, this is called the, I don't forgot what's it called, but yeah, 99.7 is your answer. Because 99.7 falls within what? 1, 2, 3 standard deviations. Because anything outside of 3 standard deviations is called a what? This is unusual. This is unusual. And this is normal. So 99.7 should be your answer.
So how are you going to work that question so there's no misleading?
I don't know. May just not. It may not even give it off. Maybe not even put it on the test. Now that I look at it, because think about that. Within 24 days. Now, some of y'all may not understand what I'm talking about when I say that's misleading, but I think it could be misleading. You could say 12 days this way and 12 days that way, could you not?
Yes, because we're going to get 0.
Yep. So, but anyway, who am I? I'm just a teacher. Nice work. When I see a test question, I'll tell you it's a test question. So far, we've only had one, and that's that first one we did. And that's the same type question. Any of these that give you a mean and standard deviation, that's pretty much a test question, unless it says something stupid. Like, what is the z-score? What is the standard score? It's the same thing. A set of data values, normally distributed, give the standard score. I'm not doing that. Suppose you read the high. Okay, let's see what this one looks like. Suppose you read that the average height of a class of 48th graders is 61 inches with a standard deviation of 41. You see why I hate this book?
That's pretty meaningless.
I hate this book. Forget it. We're not doing that one either. The scores of a certain, as soon as I find a decent question,
What question?
the scores of a certain test of intelligence are normally distributed. Okay. This one is a decent question. So do it. First thing you're gonna have to do is draw a picture. Draw your standard your standard curve, normal curve. How about that? All right. Z is equal to the 90th percentile. Well, they give us the 90th percentile, but they give us the standard deviation to go with it, so that means we need to draw it out. So 125 is here. So 125 and 15 will give us what? 140? And 140 plus 15 will give us 155. And 125 minus 15 will give us what? And 110 minus 15 will give us 95. Okay, so 95% falls within 2 standard deviations. Now it says find the 90th percentile. So here's where we got to go to our handy dandy gas tank. We know that this is around 0. We know that this is around 25. This is around 50. This is around 75. And this is around 100. Okay? So 90 would probably fall somewhere in here. Wouldn't y'all say that? So I'm just going to draw a circle right there, and I'm just going to put a red mark somewhere in here. And I'm saying that 90% is right in here. Notice I draw 4 significant digits, or 4 digits. The reason I do that is because 99% of your books that talk about probability and statistics will have 4 digits like that, except this book. Okay? This book, we're going to put it in blue, says 90% because why? Y'all don't have sense enough to know that this means this. Okay? So that's why they dumb it down for y'all. So now we've got 90%. Is it going to be a positive z-score or a negative z-score? Positive, because to the right of your center. So we need to find 90%. Well, there's 70%, so chances are it's going to be on up. 90%, 90%, 90%. Okay, so on the last thing, what's closer to $90? $88.49 or $90.32? $90.32, which will give us a z-score of what? 1.3. So you go down here and you say, okay, that's a z-score of, okay. Now, if they ask you what the z-score is, you tell them what the z-score is. If they ask you what x is, then you have to plug it in a formula. And since I have a hard time reading these questions because I hate this book, I'm going to go ahead and change it into a, so your z-score is 1.3. So the only other formula, there's two formulas. Z is equal to x minus x bar over standard deviation. Do we need the z-score? No. The only other formula is x is equal to Oz plus mu. And that's the only one we can use. So x is equal to 15 times 1.3 plus 125. So it'd be 19.5 plus 12.5, which is going to be 140.5. Y'all check it. What'd y'all get? Okay, almost we got something wrong. What? 1.4.5 is what I heard. Thank you. 144, enunciate and volume. Because if y'all don't enunciate, I hear 1.4.5. So here's your two answers. Now which answer is it? I don't know, but it's one of those two answers. Because sometimes this book can be as clear as a Philadelphia lawyer. Find the 90th percentile of these scores. So since it references scores, I would assume 144.5 is the answer. It says round to the nearest whole number, so it'll be 145. Okay, we got it right. Okay, now that is a test question. So mark that one. All right, read this one. This one looks like a test question, unless it does something stupid, like ask you what the distance is between, which is the same as a z-score. It says scores of the quantitative portion of exam have a mean of 557 and a standard deviation of 143. So when you see that, that means you need to draw the picture, draw the normal curve. Assume the scores are normally distributed. That tells you, okay, dummy, you didn't read the first part, so read the second part. It means draw the curve. What percentage of students taking the quantitative score above 571? So that means you need to plot 571, and they want to know what the area to the right of 571 is. How do I know it's to the right? Because what does that word say? Above means to the right. All right, so do it. Okay. I tell students that in this chapter you ought to take a sheet of notebook paper and divide it into 6 boxes and draw a curve on each of these, label it, like that, and run like 10 copies of it. But I quit telling them. You know why? Because they're too what? Too lazy. Now, you could go to Google and pull up the normal curve and get images, and you copy that over and put it in, but that would be more work. You'd have to do more clicking instead of drawing. So, but I quit telling students to do that because they're too dang lazy. They want somebody to do it for them. Free tuition. 557 plus 143. I don't know what it is. Some of y'all brainiacs can do it. What?
7.
Okay, everybody say it one time.
7. Is
it 700 even?
Yes.
Well, when you got 5 people hollering at you at the same time, it's kind of hard to tell. All right, 7 to 843. And what about this one?
We're afraid to speak now.
Well, just one person. I just need one person. 414. And
279.
thank you. You're the official spokesperson. All right, and it says what percentage of students qualifying scores above. Let's get rid of the thing that. 571. So 571, you can do your graduation marks here if you want to by saying half of 143 is 70. 70 plus or from this is 630. So this is around 630 right here. And then you can say, okay, if that's 630, then what's halfway between here? Well, half of 70, 35. So this would be 595 right here. Just roundabout. So 571 would be right in here. 550, 560 to 595 is 35. Half of 35 is 17. 17 would be what? 70. Somewhere around there. 570 would be right in there. So take your handy dandy red marker. And 571 would be right in here somewhere. Now somebody tell me with a little bit of common sense, that's a little bit above how many percent? 50. It's around 50 right here, right? So about 55, 60%, somewhere around there. So that means that this side right here by common sense is going to be around what? 45%? So put you an equal sign with a dot that says around 45%. So we got to find this side because the chart will only give us the left-hand side. The table will only give us the left-hand side. So if you want to find the right-hand side, that's going to be equal to 1 minus the left-hand side. So we got to find that number. So the first thing we got to do is find the z-score. So z of 571 is equal to 571 minus 557 over 143. And z-score at 571, official spokesperson,
.097.
That, would that be right, common sense wise? Well, yeah, Hubert, because if this was a z-score of 0 and this was a z-score of 1, half would be 0.5. So we got 0.1. So is that feasible? Because this would be 0.5. Is that feasible? Yeah. So 0.1 or 0.097 is what you're going to be looking up. Now it doesn't give us anything to round to, so you might want to look up 0.097. It's going to be 0.09 or 0.1. So just look up 0.1. That's what I would do. Of course, this book and I disagree on several thousand items. So look up 0.1 in your handy dandy table, and we're going to look that up. Hold on, I'm going to click on the table. What? Oh, thank you. 0.1. So look at 0.1, and I've got to get it to where you can see it. There's 0.1 right here, and that's equal to what? But that's not your answer. That's 54%. So 54% falls right here. So this is 0.54. 0.5400. Now, of course, I'm rounding because I don't feel like doing that decimal. So that's 5400. So therefore, if the left side is 5400, what's the right side going to be? 0.4600. So your answer is going to be 46%. Or what do y'all come out with when you took out the 0.5? Somebody take the 57 point or 53.98. Take that away from 100. What do you get? 0.4602. Now it says round to the nearest whole number. So the answer should be 46. So 46% of the people taking the class scored above 571. And what you're learning is you're just learning how the normal distribution works. That's what you're learning in this section of these homework questions. You're just learning how to use the data given on the normal distribution. Things like the z-score, things like if this is 54%, then this is what? 46%. Just that type of thinking, just the deduction. If this side is this and this side is this, thump the complement. Okay? And that's what you're learning. So let's do a nerd. That's a test question. The last 2 or 3 we've done have been test questions. Pretty good ones. I'll have to say so. Not that this book can't produce good questions. Every once in a while it does. Scores on the quantitative, blah, blah, blah. That's the same type of question. I'm going to let y'all do that one for homework. I don't like these type because they get a little bit scary for the tests. These takes about several different interpretations to figure out which one's the right answer. So y'all can play with those on the homework. I'm not going to put those on the test. Let's get to another. Acquaintance tells you that his IQ is in the 102nd percentile. Okay. Well, that's enough of that. Well, you can answer this. An acquaintance tells you that you're in the 102nd percentile. What can you conclude with this information? You can conclude that you're in the unusual area, right? Because you're outside the normal. So that means you're either unusual or you're an outlier. They don't give you enough information because they don't give you the mean and standard deviation. You're just assuming on a 100% scale. You can conclude that he is smarter than 102% of the people, only 98% of them are smarter than him.
C.
I don't think that's right.
C.
Okay, you can conclude that he doesn't understand percentiles because That could be right. That's probably the damn answer. Knowing this book, it is. You have got to be kidding me. That question will not be on the test. That would be considered a trick question in my. Okay. I've covered all the Z-scores that will be on the test. Okay, these other ones, y'all can just play with them. I know why they're not on the homework, because they're stupid. I've covered all the ones that you need to cover. Now, let me go over a couple of things as far as your calculator goes. Okay, so let's look up the calculator. Now, I'm going to let you do mostly the playing. I'm just going to put in a couple, and then y'all can add on to it from there. If you want to use your calculator to find the mean and the standard deviation, hit Stat. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and tell you, get a piece of paper out, get a pencil out. Don't reach for a pencil and a piece of paper after I'm on the third step of doing this, okay? That's very irritating. Wait a minute, hold on. Can you go over step 1 again? Okay, most of us know our abilities and inabilities with a calculator. So if you're one of those people that suck at a calculator, you shouldn't be going, okay, he's going over calculator. I suck at the calculator, so I guess I better start writing some stuff down. Okay, I'll get my notebook out in a minute. He's going over step 3, but I'll just give him go over it again. Yeah, there's people like that. So, edit. And you edit. You edit this is just like an Excel spreadsheet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You only need, that's the only data you need, so delete this. Delete, 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 delete. Okay, now, first of all, everybody look at the top. You see that L1 right there? That's considered the default column, all right? If you don't type in L1, it's going to default to L1. So sometimes you just hit calculate, you don't have to put the L1 in there. Now I've got 5 numbers in L1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And that's my test scores. So whatever you have, if you have 15 test scores, and you need to type every one of them in. Type them in order. Now you can, let me just do that for you right quick. 10, 5, 25, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 20. And then you want to put it in order. Then you hit Stat, you hit Edit, and you hit Sort. I'm sorry, Sort, and they send in order. L1, second 1. See the little L1 right there? Close parenthesis, enter. Now go to Stat, Edit, and it's in order. Okay, so that works good when you need to do a bunch of numbers. Now, Excel is still quicker because when you're on the test and you're at home, you can click on that little icon and bring up your problem, your test question in Excel. So you don't have to do all the typing. Okay? But to each their own. You can do it by paper, you can do it by Excel, you can do it by the calculator. I don't care. What?
How many minutes do you have?
Usually an hour and a half. We'll go over that. We'll go over all the test stuff Wednesday when I pull up the test and everything. Stat, go to calculate, and then you can do linear regression if you want to find the line, or you can just do first variable statistic. Enter. And second L1, or second 1, and enter. X bar is 15. The standard deviation is 7.91. The 5-number summary is down below, but 5 numbers with 5-number summary, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get those. You're not going to get a very accurate 5-number summary, but there it is. Yes.
You lost me at the variance, but where do you go? Because I was writing, you got to go.
Okay. This second or stat, you hit calculate, first variable statistic, and then you type in second 1, which is your L1, and enter. Yes. Okay. I'll take you up. Okay. All right. So that's how you find that. So if you type in 10 numbers, it'll do it just the same. You can do a box plot. If I remember how to do it. Trying to remember, you got to turn your display on. You got to turn scatter plot on. Enter. And scatter plot, not scatter plot, box plot is right there. And L1 and then graph. And there it is. Now it's assuming that you got sense enough to put this down here on the number line, okay? Just telling you. Now you need to zoom, and you can zoom, I think it's 6, not 6, zoom fit. Where's zoom fit? I think it's 0. Or zoom out. Zoom, let me try zoom 6. You got to zoom out just to get it. I'm not that familiar with zooming, so I just zoom out or zoom in. So, and then you can go in and zoom box. Put the top left-hand corner right there. There it is. And you might have to bring it down a little bit more because I covered up the number line with the table, or turn the table off, whatever you want to do, but that's it. Not a lot of people use that because it's not really that difficult to draw the box plot, so it's up to you what you want to do. And that's how you do regular variable statistics. Now what if you want to do the z-score? Then go to stat. I don't think, no, math. I think it's math. No, second bars. There it is. Normal CDF. And that last one, the last problem we did that was 46%. What was the z-score? The left side was 56, the right side was, yeah. What? So if I want to go from 1.1 to infinity, I type in 1.1 comma 9999 and enter. Wrong one, hold on. There's 2 of them and I always pick the wrong one. Second bars, must be normal PDF. Normal PDF and 1.1 comma 9999999. You put as many nines as you want to. Okay, it must not have been 1.1. Check it and see. What was the z-score on that last problem? 0.1. Thank you. I heard it when he said 1.1. I'm sorry. Oh me. So second bars, normal CDF. I thought it was normal CDF. 0.1 comma 99999. There we go. 46%. Okay, so again, if you want to do a z-score, let's say you want to do what's lower than a negative 1.7 z-score, then that would be second, bars, normal CDF, negative 99999, comma, negative 1.7. Again, that's why it's very important for you to draw a picture. Which way do we read? Left to right. So if I'm wanting to find below negative 1.7, I'm reading from negative infinity to negative 1.7. If I want to go from 1.7 to 2.2, then I'll do 1.7 to 2.2. If I want to do from 2.2 to infinity, I'll type in 2.2, comma, infinity, 9999. Okay, that's not hard, people. You just draw it and you look at it and you read it. 99.9% of the people that have a problem with reading from left to right, guess what they don't do on the problem? They don't draw the picture because they don't need it. They just want to sit there and fuss about it. Draw the picture. 4%. All right, so if I give you a z-score problem, and that z-score problem, I tell you to find the area between negative 1.1 and positive 3.7, and I want to find that area. This is the easiest way to find it. I don't even think there's any homework problems like this. And they're in the other book. So you take your handy dandy calculator and you type in, which way do we read? Left to right. So you start at negative 1.1 and you go to 3.7. The second, bars, normal CDF, negative 1.1, comma, 3.7. And that's 86%.
What's the difference in normal CDF and normal PDF?
PDF you use with a different, use in statistics, second statistics course. It's just a continuation of it with a different variable installed into the formula. All right, now, what if you want to find this? I want to find the z-score that represents the 87th percentile. So that means that this area to the left is 0.8700. And I want to find this z-score right there. And all they give me is a area. Then I sit there and I go, okay. I go second, bars. Hold on a minute. Second, bars. Inverse norm. Enter. 0.8700, close parentheses. Enter. 1.13. So that z-score at 87% is 1.13. Okay? So let's say I give you another one. Let's say I give you I want you to find the z-score that represents the 5th percentile. 5%, 0.0500. And I'll show you a little trick I learned in the war. Hit second, enter, and I'll pull up the last thing that you did. And that way you ain't gotta type as much. 0.5, 0.0. Okay. Negative 1.65. So that z-score right here at 5% is negative 1.65. So that shows you how you can check yourself or speed up the process a little bit with the calculator if you want to use it. Now, out of all of them, I would say that it's very helpful to use the inverse norm and the z-score because you won't have to use the table. So that's helpful. As far as the Excel spreadsheet versus, there's no comparison. Unless you just want to type in all those numbers. And that's no fire too. Cheer up. Y'all look like y'all mad at me for some reason. Okay, who's got a question? All right. Now this is what happens before a test. 1, I go over the last section. Usually after I go over the last section, I tell y'all to go home. Okay? That's the time for you to be working on what? Your homework and get everything finished and to start sending me questions. Okay? Any questions that you want me to go over any of chapter 5 or chapter 6. When you come back Wednesday, should all your homework be done? Yes, except for the questions that you sent me, if you have questions. Then you'll be waiting for me to pull up the test. I will pull the test up and load it in front of you. We will do the test online, on the board. It will not be the same as your test. It will be similar, but it won't be the same. Like I said before, you can sit side by side in the computer lab, and your number 1 will be different from your number 1. Your number 3 might come up the same, very rare, but they'll have different numbers. The chances of you pulling up the same test are very, 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 very slim. Okay? Not to mention that I also pull my problems. So when I'm making out a test, let's say I got 10 questions on the test. For each of those questions, I may have 15 questions to pull from. So there may be, for a 10-question test, I'm pulling from 150 questions. So there is no way in Hades that you're going to get the same questions or the same test. So a lot of people say, oh, I can't believe he pulls up the test in front of the class. I'm pulling up a test. I'm not pulling up the test. Okay? The test would be pulling up the test and then giving y'all the same exact test. That would be pulling up the test. Okay? I'm pulling up one test out of millions of permutations, different permutations. Okay? So we go over the test. You get to see what the test looks like. You get to see how long it takes to take it, because it'll have a timer, it'll have a clock. You'll get to see how many times you get to take it. It'll have the attempts. You get to see when it's due. You get to see all of that information. And guess where all that information is?
Oh, no.
Golly, I don't know either. Maybe it's outside on the door. It's on My Labs Plus. If you want to see it, you click on the little hyperlink to the test. And it'll have all that information there. It'll have the day that it's due. Not only the day that it's due, it'll have the time that it's due.
Can we pause it?
I don't know if you can or not. It'll also have, you know what else it'll have? It'll have how many times you can take it, Mr. Harvell.
How many attempts?
Let's see, what else?
Aren't there free tests on there or something?
There's a bunch of generic tests on there y'all can take. It doesn't help you. The only thing it does is show you how to take an online test. It doesn't help for a grade, doesn't count for a grade, it doesn't hurt you at all. But you can take those generic tests, but there's no telling. If this book is like this book, there is no telling what they put on those tests. So take it at your own caution?
Leisure.
Yeah, at your own leisure. So all of that information I'm going to give you Wednesday. I'm going to let you see it. And then we'll see if there's any questions after I go over the test, see if there's any questions about taking the test in my class.
Do we have bonus questions?
Yeah, there'll be those questions on there, like
Yeah, I'll just
what day
recheck.
is it, and You know, what is Hubert's name? Yeah, all that. There's about 10 questions. You'll see those on the. I'll even give you the answers to the bonus questions before you take the test. There's 10 questions on the test.
It's very hard to fail this test.
Yes, and if
I will
you
tell you this now.
please, if you make a 0 on my test,
You might
please
as
do
well
not
just
tell
go
anybody, because they're gonna think you're a freaking what? Idiot. No, they're gonna think you're an idiot. Because everybody makes a 40 on my test. Because I got 10 questions on there that are worth 40 points and all. So nobody, if you walk up to somebody and say, yeah, man, I made a 0 on Hubert test, then you need to get away from that person real quick. Because something is gonna infect you.
Now, we didn't have the comfort of taking the test in the home.
No, you didn't.
You had the pressure
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, y'all got it easy.
And what did they complain about? Well, you should have it online. You should have it online.
We didn't know.
Guess what the first complaint was when we could put them online? We don't need to do this. We need to have them in class.
You can't make everybody happy.
No, Abraham Lincoln said that. Okay, so Wednesday, y'all will come in. We'll go over any questions you got, and I'll go over the test in class, and then that'll answer all the questions about the test. And any questions that you've got about the test, Wednesday. All right, y'all get out of here. Have a good day.
The only problem I see is,
I just have a quick question.
let's say we take the test 3 times. It's like if you